Hi everyone and welcome to Season 2, Episode 10 of Reputation Rebuild at Aberdeen with me, the United City FM. Welcome along. So we've reached the very end of the season. The league season has finished and we today have our Euro Cup 2 final to play against Salzburg. Can we bring a trophy home in the second season? Let's find out. So here we are, end of season 2. We can go into the league table, which is done and dusted now, and check out the table itself to see that we finished in third position as we expected to do for a long time this season, just because we were very comfortable there. For the first half of the season, we managed to hold on to the coattails of Celtic and Rangers pretty well. Second half of the season, they did pull away from us. And in the end, what's that? About a 15-point gap between us and Celtic in second position. Couple more on top of that for Rangers. So ultimately, we halved the deficit points-wise that we suffered to them last season. So things are still moving in the right direction. In theory, we've given ourselves 3 seasons to see if we can win the title. Not sure that's going to be possible next year. We have to see how well we can do in the summer, but we'll definitely improve our squad in the summer. And then it's just about, can we possibly get between the two of them maybe? We'll have to wait and see for next season. But that is for next season. For today, it's all about the final competitive match of this particular campaign. And it is against RB Leipzig? Not RB Leipzig at all. RB Salzburg. In the Euro Cup 2 final. We got knocked out of the group stages of the Euro Cup. Little bit disappointingly, to be honest. But since then, we've got a good run in this second competition. And even though it's one of the sort of minor European trophies, it is still a European trophy. And I now want it because we're this close to it. So let's see how we get on. So before we look at the team for today's match in detail, there's a couple of things I just need to talk to you about. One, don't forget that I'm now on Twitch every day, live between 3 and 5 p.m, sometimes a bit beforehand, sometimes for slightly longer, but normally always between 3 and 5 at the very least. So come and find me over there on twitch.tv/the United City FM. As of today, I have fulfilled all the criteria really quite quickly to become an affiliate on Twitch. So that's fantastic. So if you've come over and checked it all out so far, thank you so much for doing so. If you haven't, come over and say hi. Every weekday, 3 till 5 p.m. UK time. So yeah, come and say hi. Be great to see you over there. The other thing to tell you about for YouTube is that today, originally, I was planning to put out the start of a Friday Euro series, every Friday through the Euros. But I've decided to change my mind slightly on that. We are doing a Euro series, but it's going to start on Monday. So for today, we're doing Aberdeen, obviously, because there's one episode left of this season. I'm also dropping a bonus episode tomorrow, which is Saturday, on the Truro City save, because that's also got one episode left of the season that we were currently in. So once those 2 episodes are out, on Monday next week, we're going to be focusing purely on the Euros for as long as I can stay in it. So Monday, hopefully through Friday, 5 episodes, if I can get all the way through to the final, will be all on the Euros. The minute we get knocked out, the following day, we'll go back to one of these 2, Truro or Aberdeen. And we're going to be tackling it with Belgium to see if we can finally get a trophy for them with this golden generation of players that we've got. So look out for that for Monday. And hopefully for most of next week, if not all of it. But for today, we're just focusing on this game for Aberdeen in the Euro Cup 2 final against Salzburg. So we don't have many issues, to be honest, in terms of injury issues. We've got one to our goalkeeper. He's still going to be out for the next 3 months, so it is still a big issue for him. So hopefully he'll be back for next season if we've kept him and not upgraded our goalkeeping options. Who knows what's going to happen in the summer, because at the moment I genuinely don't. There's a lot that we could do, Maybe some of it will or won't happen. We'll have to find out. But other than that, everybody else is pretty much fit and healthy and able to play, other than we've still got Hedges, who's just coming back from an injury, and he can only cope with 45 minutes today. So McLennan comes in to replace him. But he's been playing pretty well recently, so it's not too bad. Other than that, you can see that there's no problems in terms of the conditioning of these players. There's a couple of yellow cards around, but this is the end of this particular season, so I'm not worried about that. So for today's match, the Euro Cup 2 final against Salzburg, we've got Baxter in goal, Hernandez at right back, Demir at left back, Simpson and Finlay in central defence, McCrory, Ferguson and Vertinen in central midfield, McLennan on the right, Middleton on the left, and Nisbet up top, with a bench of Logan, Ramsey, Devlin, Considine, Hayes, Goss, McGeoch, Campbell, Hedges, Ross, Delap and Kennedy, because we can put 12 of our squad on the bench. There's the complete list. It's time to get going. In today's match, let's see what happens. So seemingly we are quite big underdogs for this particular match, dictated by how many different team talks I can give, and most of them saying that we're underdogs and we don't expect to get much. But what I've decided to do is relatively chilled out, so not to put too much pressure on the players. We've got hands in the pockets as a gesture, and we are going to go with the assistant manager recommendation of, we've got nothing to lose here. We know how good we are. Let's go and show everybody else how good we are. And we're going to go into the final. So we come in with a 4-3-3 that served us very well this season. Hopefully that can do that for one more game. Salzburg come in with a very, very deep central midfield, two central defensive midfielders in a 4-4-2 formation. So maybe there's going to be a big gap in that middle of the park that we can exploit a little bit and try and control the possession of the football. We'll have to wait and see. But this will be an interesting game. And obviously, Salzburg are the heavy favourites, apparently. So not going to be an easy one at all. Let's see how we get on. No early goal in terms of the first 7 or 8 minutes. So that's a step up for sometimes where we find ourselves at this sort of point in the game. And after 15 minutes, it's very quiet. There's a couple of shots each. Typical final performance, isn't it, really? That not an awful lot happens because everybody's so edgy. And now we get a throw-in for Salzburg. We do get it partially cleared, but back into midfield for Salzburg to come back at us again. The shape is good on the defensive side of things, though. Can we get a foot in and really take the ball away from them? We're holding shape very nicely. They're playing in front of us a bit. Over the top they go on that occasion, though. Working it on the corner of the penalty box. Vertinen with the foot in. Can we get it? Oh, we don't get it up the pitch very well. And they come back at us. And only a very, very good save by Baxter stops them from going 1-0 up. We almost had a chance to counter and didn't manage it. Their corner came in and the header goes over the top of the bar. So we are under the cosh a little bit. And that's been seen in terms of the chances created so far. Only 1 for us, 5 for them. We've yet to register 1 on target. They've had a couple on target now. So they are beginning just to show a little bit of dominance in the game. But so far, nobody's broken the deadlock after 38 minutes. Can we just get through to half-time with no problems? Let's demand more from them for the last 5 minutes of the first half. And it is a highlight for us. Not very many that we've seen so far. So, Hernandez over the ball, over the top with Nisbet. Was a fantastic, fantastic finish by Kevin Nisbet. And it was a brilliant through ball by Hernandez. Excuse me. You can see this off the throw-in. We play it about a little bit. And then Hernandez all of a sudden dink over the top. Nisbet with the run-through one-on-one with the keeper, who went to ground really quite quickly. And it enabled Nisbet just to dink the ball over the top of him into an open net. And just at the end of the first half that maybe they have been a little bit more dominant in, we go with a 1-0 lead, and that's fantastic. That is more than I thought we would get. Halfway through that first half, I thought we might be in a little bit of trouble with a couple of the chances they created. But let's go and have a look at these statistics for the match. So they are dominating a little bit on the possession side of things. You can see the XG ratings are fairly even, and they've had double the amount of chances that we've had. So their chances haven't been fantastic. And we have got that one goal, which puts us in at half-time with a bit of a lead. Now, how do we go about holding on to it? Do we try and be defensive, or do we keep playing the way that we've been playing? I think at the moment I'm going to go with the same as we've been going in the first half, just because I don't think they've been too dangerous in front of goal. And hopefully now that we've got our goal ourselves, we can bolster our performance a little bit and puff our chests out a little bit. So let's see what we can do here. We're going to go with outstretched arms because we're 1-up. We have to encourage them. I'm happy with the performance. Keep it up. We will just go with the assistant. I think he's got a finger on the pulse with that one. Got a very good response from the team. So now it's about putting that back on the pitch. So if we go back into the shouts immediately and fire them up just at the start of this second half, hopefully that will focus the minds a little bit. Over the top again for Nisbet, holds the ball up this time, just about, almost loses it, gets it back again, drops it into midfield. There's the ball back again. He tries to slightly dink the goalkeeper this time, but it's from further out and the goalkeeper's almost on his line. And eventually caught it with no major problems, which sets Salzburg on a particular counter-attack. But we've countered very quickly. One ball through, Nisbet through on goal again, and the goalkeeper stands up very well this time. Learned from his mistake in the first half, going to ground too quickly, and blocks the shot for a corner, but the corner doesn't really come to much. And after a very busy couple of minutes, we get another highlight. Goalkeeper comes out on the free kick and claims that ball very nicely from an in-swinging free kick. Tries to set Salzburg going on a counter-attack quite quickly and does so. Okafor into the box. Very good sliding tackle from Ferguson, or was it? Has the referee given a penalty for that? He's checking it for a penalty kick. I thought that was a really good challenge. You could see he slid in from the side, took the ball away very well. How much of the man did he get? Are they going to give a penalty to Salzburg on the 50-minute mark? Referee comes out, VAR symbol, no penalty. That is fantastic for us. I thought it looked like a really good challenge, if I'm honest, from Ferguson. I thought he slid in very well. A chance for us down the left-hand side from a throw-in. Get it into the box, but they get it booted clear. We win the ball, but then lose it really quickly. And they go one ball through on goal. Unfortunately for us, decided to take the shot quite early, and the goalkeeper was right on his line and held the ball very comfortably in the end. Another throw-in down this right-hand side this time. Hernandez with Ferguson. Nisbet getting involved in the play, dropped it deep to then go over the top. Didn't quite work, but Simpson's going to pick up the loose ball for us, set it back into midfield for McCrory. Can we build up a slightly better opportunity this time? McLennan on the ball. Nice 1-2s. Did Nisbet go too early? I'm not 100% sure about that one. He broke the line really well, got through on goal, put it past the goalkeeper along the floor. But did he go slightly too early? Let's have a look on this particular replay and see what we think. I think he might have just been onside, but I think the lines are coming. I think they're going to show it to us a third time and see whether it was. Here we go. So the ball gets dropped back into McCrory, and that is as close as you can get, and it was onside, and we do go 2-0 up after just before 60 minutes. The ball is in our possession again down the right-hand side for McLennan. Can we get a third one here? Drops into the middle, and in the 6-yard box is Kevin Nisbet, and that is a Euro Cup final hat-trick for Kevin Nisbet, I do believe. That is fantastic performance from him. I had the dilemma of Delap or Nisbet before the game. Both have scored goals recently. I went with the slightly more experienced man in Nisbet, but both of them will be here next season. Nisbet is already our player. Delap is on loan again next season. I've already sorted that out. No offside with this one either. And we go 3-0 up on the hour mark. And this is looking fantastic, considering that we came into the game as second favourites. We have worked it very nicely. That big chunk of midfield space that we've been able to work in has been very good. Having said that, an immediate response from Salzburg to being 3-0 down, and they come through down this left-hand side, eventually cuts into the penalty box. There's a good 1-2 on the edge of the box and gets it out from his under his feet and then slots it home for 3-1 with half an hour to play. So we now have to be on our mettle a little bit. So pausing the game, we're just going to take it down from positive mentality to balanced, just to see if we can hold on to the ball a little bit better. We're going into the tactics to make a couple of tactical tweaks. In possession specifically, we're going to lower the tempo and we're going to waste a bunch of time if we can. We're going to dribble less and see if we can work the ball better and be a little bit more disciplined. So that's what we're going to do just at the moment. We're not going to make any personnel changes, I don't think, just for now. I think they're all healthy enough to get through. We've only got McLennan maybe that's struggling a little bit. Of course, we do have Hedges on the bench who can potentially play for a little while today. So it's about whether we make that choice now. I think we might actually, just because he's also got that yellow card. We'll bring Hedges in and he can potentially play through to the rest for the rest of the game. And that should just protect us a little bit down that right-hand side. So those are the changes that we've made just to see if we can hold on to the ball better and maybe just take our time and waste a little bit of time here and there so they don't get any hope up from a second goal at this point. That would be a bit of a problem if the momentum shifted that much. With about 26 minutes to go. Ferguson on the ball, though, for us. Hedges through ball to Nisbet. Again, the goal-scoring machine of today. Didn't quite manage it on that occasion. The goalkeeper stood up straight again and parried the ball off. And eventually, it goes out on that far side, I think, for a goal kick. So we lost possession there. 67 minutes. In a couple of minutes' time, we're going to make a couple more substitutions just to make sure the fresh legs are on for the last 15 or 20 minutes of the game. So who do we need to bring off for that? Well, we've got a couple of players performing slightly averagely. Demir at left full-back, yellow card and an average rating. And then we've got Vertonen in central midfield with an average rating as well. So it makes sense for us to take those two off. So Johnny Hayes will be his last appearance for the club. He will be leaving in the summer. He's 34 years old. We need a younger generation to come through. There'll be several like that. The likes of Considine is leaving. Shay Logan will be leaving as well. So Hayes can come in and play that last few minutes. And also Vertonen in midfield. We're going to take him out and put Dean Campbell in just for the last 15 or 20 minutes of the game. Fresh legs, as I say, protecting some poor performances and a yellow card here and there as well. Let's see if we can see this game out, though. But it's Salzburg on the ball on the halfway line. And they've gone over the top very quickly and very, very decisively. This is now a little bit of a problem, isn't it? The momentum of the game has completely shifted. But fortunately, the goal has been disallowed just at the last second. It looks like he was just offside. Our back line stepped up. It was the right fullback that just at the right moment, Hernandez stepped up and created that offside for us. And so we can breathe a little bit of a sigh of relief on that one. But that momentum is still shifting a little bit. They've had more shots at goal. The possession is 50-50 at the moment. So at least we're in the game. Hernandez with a throw-in. Let's see if we can keep the ball and do some of that time wasting. We don't, though. We try and pass it down the right-hand side and it's intercepted. And they very quickly go over the top. But this time, Baxter, the goalkeeper, is right in the right position, protecting his near post for that shot. And he clutches the ball very well. An opportunity for him to clear the lines here. Is he going to go short or is he going to go long? We've told everyone to go short, so I would imagine he's going short. And then he absolutely fluffs it up, completely messes it up and has to produce a brilliant save just to stop his own mistake from impacting our game. He kicked the ball out straight to an attacking player, threw on goal, and he had to stop the ball himself. Fortunately, he did. And he got us moving again, but the highlight dies with a couple of minutes of added time at the end of the game. We're almost there. And there is the full-time whistle. And here is a European trophy celebration for Aberdeen in the second season of our series in the Euro Cup 2. As I said at the beginning, not the most prestigious title, but it's a title nonetheless. And I wanted it because we worked really hard to get here. And we played really well, ultimately. Nisbet was the absolute superstar for us, scoring those mega goals for us and taking the title as the ticky tape comes down and the fireworks go off. And now we get to parade the trophy around the stadium. And that I think, is a fantastic achievement. Third place in the league, very comfortably third place in the league, and a European trophy to boot. What a fantastic season. So here we go with the Aberdeen end of season review section of the game. We'll just go through the pages and see what it offers us. The new arrivals, we had several players come into the club, including a few loans that we will have to replace some of them for next season. Liam Delap, as I say, is staying though, so that's fantastic. And the likes of Nisbet was an absolute superstar. 22 goals in 36 starts, 26 in 23 starts for Delap. So they are lethal in combination together or rotating. So fantastic effort from our two strikers. The season's results, how it unfolded, we were asked to be competitive in the Euro Cup and we won it, which is brilliant. Here's our run through to the final, including that Salzburg win. We only lost one game in that first leg against Rennes, but everything else was pretty good really, in this particular competition. If we look at the Scottish Premiership, the challenge was to qualify for the Euro Cup, which we did through the league. We finished third, 17,354 average home attendance. Nisbet with the top scorer at 14 goals in the league. All of our good form in the early part of the season specifically really helped us. We dipped a little bit here and there, but not for too long. We never went on too bad a run, really, which was kind of key. But next season, how much of that 15-point gap on Celtic can we close up? We halved it this time round. We need to do better than that next time if we can in any way. So the moments to remember, the biggest win for us was a 4-0 over Hibs. We also had a match to remember in the Euro Cup 2 against Başakşehir, where we beat them away from home 3-1. And the goal of the season came in that 4-0 win against Dunfermline. And it was from Goss. The second goal of the game, fantastic strike. So the finances of the club are pretty good, really. You can see that we've done okay. The shirt sales are great with the likes of Nisbet leading the way, which is fantastic. We need a little bit more on the sponsorship front, though. If I could get anything to move with this club, it would be that kind of aspect of it. But we'll have to see what that's going to look like for next season. How you lined up? Well, here's our 4-3-3 formation, and you can see that pretty much most of my starting 11 made it in. Although, actually, having said that, that's not strictly true, is it? Ramsey was a reserve player. Considine lost his place. McGeoch was on the bench most of the time. So was McLennan, and Delap rotated with Nisbet. So it's a strong-ish squad, really. But we are going to have to change a lot of it in the summer. There's several players leaving, about half a dozen going for various reasons. Loan deals ending. Age of players is a big thing. We've got like 2 or 3 35-year-olds that we need to move on and just bring some fresh blood in. So this is going to look quite different next season, I would hope. The accolades. So we won the Scottish Premier League Manager of the Month for November. We also won the Scottish Football Writers Manager of the Year. So that is an achievement in itself when you've got Rangers and Celtic to compete with. Fans Player of the Season Considine, 35-year-old veteran central defender, not going to be here, as I say, next season. So that's going to be a real big hole to fill. I think we've done it already in terms of the players that we brought in, but we're going to have to go again in the summer transfer market. Middleton came in from Rangers, and he performed really well on that left-hand side. Nisbet, signing of the season, no surprise there. Got valuable goals for us. Goal of the season, Sean Goss, as we saw. Top goal scorer overall, though, was Liam Delap with 26 goals. Just shaded Nisbet overall, but of course Nisbet played most of the harder games, so it kind of balances itself out, really. Most player of the match awards was Nisbet. The best average rating came from Jack Simpson, our central defender, on loan from Rangers. Can we keep him? Do we want to keep him? Is there going to have to be another one in that position next season? You'll have to join me next season to find out. And there's the record breakers. McGeoch off the bench a lot of the time. 10 assists in the season, and the most player of the match awards obviously went to Nisbet, and the worst discipline, unfortunately, went to our holding midfielder in McCrory. Not a major surprise there. History in the making. Your hard work and effort paid off on the pitch, and such a feat didn't go unrewarded at our end of season awards ceremony. Fantastic. And there's the Euro Cup 2 win for Aberdeen. And that was our second season in control of the Dons. So next season, what's going to be happening? Who knows? Let's see if we can find any financial stuff for next season. Has it been set yet? Let's go through this news feed and just close this all out. There's the season review. We've also got the expectations meeting. We can accept the current things. That's no problem with that. Squad dynamics is all great. End of season. Discuss plans for next season. We're just going to say, I've been really encouraged by the way you attempt to implement the style of play, and think we can take it a step further when we come back for pre-season training. I don't know why they're let down by that. I'm surprised to hear you say that, because I don't think we've done a good job at all. What are they talking about? We've finished third and won a European trophy. Oh dear. Sometimes these news conferences are ridiculous, aren't they? I respect all your opinions. Just let it go with that. We'll also be aiming to reach the latter stages of the Euro Cup next season. Now, that is something that we should be looking to do, and that has pleased them. That's exactly the sort of result I wanted from you. We'll talk about promises next season. That's fine. Thanks, everyone. I'll see you at the start of next season. In the end, we just about turned it around, but news conferences are a pain in the backside, aren't they? They just don't work particularly well, I don't think. But there we go. End of season break for all the players. They've all gone off on their annual leave for that. So we are going to be back next episode with 9.5 million in the bank, but what we've got for transfers, etc., hasn't been decided yet. So it's going to be as much of a surprise to you as it is to me when we come next episode and find out what I managed to do. So join me for that. That's going to be a lot of fun for season 3. I hope you've enjoyed this series so far. Drop a like on this particular episode if you could. That'll help me get seen by lots of people. Helps the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And join my United City community. The more the merrier. Remember to come and find me over on Twitch at twitch.tv/the United City FM every weekday, 3 till 5 p.m. live UK time. So come and find me there. Until next time with this, though, take care of yourselves. I'll see you very soon. Bye for now.